definitely have to trust each other with each other's lives. Just watch me down here.
The team members that we have today, they fear nothing, but they respect everything.
The guys are super skilled, they're hanging off ropes and what have you, and without their perseverance and risking their lives to go find this stuff, we wouldn't be here talking about Surebet.
Complacency is danger. Fear none, respect all.
This is definitely the most stunning location I've ever got to work in. Just like rugged beauty of the mountains.
Yeah, the office has a good view today. We both just kind of look around and gasp at the scenery.
This is a pretty money spot. That outcrop is pretty incredible, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of the blowouts that we hit on pad 1 last year, hole 3.
Yeah. There we go.
On the north face of Surebet, we have this 1.1 kilometer outcrop. So from where we were all the way up to the north rubble pad, I mean, you can trace that thing with your finger. You can really see how this vein changes in thickness, where there's more blowouts, where there's more alterations. So you can kind of get an idea of how this thing is changing over its whole strike. The overall goal is to understand how big this mineral system is. I mean, we're about 1 kilometer away from where we have mineralization that's the same as what we have 1.5 kilometers that way, and over 2.5 kilometers on the other side of the mountain. So this area, which is quite extensive, you know, 5.2 square kilometers worth, is all turning out to be quite mineralized.
It does feel like you're in an action movie sometimes, you know, when you can get to that more inaccessible ground.
Jumping out of a helicopter on the side of a hill to get some good rocks is always exciting. Point of reference from far away, you know, everything looks very steep, but there's always somewhere you can get off. And sometimes you have to jump out of the helicopter and sometimes they can land, but you do what you gotta do.
Hopping out of the heli, it keeps you on your toes. You always gotta be focused.
Kind of feels like back home for us. You know, we grew up in the Rockies climbing, so being able to utilize such skills while we're working to get to places that no one else has been it's definitely quite exciting.
Yeah, this is super solidified here.
Perfect. Yeah, so definitely a bit of the halo as we move into the hanging wall. Oh yeah, look at it shine.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. What I have here is a piece of the Surebet Zone that we got on our last adventure. One hand sample led to a large chunk like this, and you just can't help but not take it with you. This is probably maybe about 80 pounds. So it involved a little bit of rigging with the ropes to actually haul it up the cliff to then fly it out. Has a lot of gold and silver in here from the assay results that we had from the 2021 season when we would hit sections like this within drill core.
Yeah, I've never really worked on a project where it felt like the potential was as high as it is here, especially when you have 5 drills going all over, seeing how they're all related.
We're able to go and get samples and prove that this style of mineralization extends to the north, and if we can get further points mapping it, we're able to make better targets for our drill program.
So this zone still remains open to date.
It's the discovery that kind of fuels you to get out there and turn over as many rocks and smash as many rocks and try to find the next big discovery. A lot of searching takes place, you know, for each of those.
The bond that you get between someone that you're working with when you are relying on them to think about your safety and your life as well as you're doing the same, at the end, a good high five means more than, you know, the typical one.